Alright, so how y'all doing, boys? Hope you're doing well. Now in today's video, we finally have here the second year anniversary patch notes for Global Grand Cross, and boy oh boy am I excited to get into these. I've had a quick look at what's in these, and honestly there's a lot of really good content. A couple nice changes that we have as well, but starting off here, of course, we do have the brand new Festival Diane, and of course with her some fairly good festival units. I was really surprised that we got the Festival King as like a secondary festival, because I mean, well, I didn't really think he was going to be like just a regular festival, but he was only what, like 2 festival banners ago, which I know isn't a crazy amount, but like I'd expect him to at least be in like the coin shop and maybe you could purchase him. But of course alongside that we do have the Barn and Escanor, and I mean, Barn and King basically being the second and third best units in the game, there's some pretty good picks, and like I know a lot of people as well won't have a 6/6 King. Me myself, I only got 3 dupes on his banner. I went the full 2 rotations and only got 1 dupe around like the 1100 mark, so definitely keen to get some of those there. And of course we do have here down these skills. Now we have of course already gotten translations for all the skills due to them being on the JP version for quite a bit now. The global, I thought it'd be caught up the JP, but you know, it is what it is. The first card here is pretty much the same as the Jack of Light Grotto card. Inflicts crush damage equal to 450% of attack on one enemy. When the hero has 4 or more ultimate move gauge, reduce the enemy's ultimate move gauge by 1 orb. The second card here, which I do really like the fact that they've made this 1 star go for 2 turns. I know characters like Chandler and Esterosa and whatnot, their taunts only last 1 turn. I think even on the 2 star sometimes, and then the level 3 is like the 2 turns. So really nice, even if it does make them just a little bit weaker. Her effect is assumes a stance which taunts enemies and increases HP related stats by 30% for 3 turns. The ultimate move here, which I've tried to watch as little the end gameplay as possible, trying to keep, you know, all the first impressions when I actually summon and get to play on myself, but inflicts suppressed damage equal to 380% of attack on all enemies and restores the HP of all allies by 3% of damage dealt. What is suppress? For every stand... Oh, okay, so yeah, more just building into her character. And last but not least, the passive here, which I have had a quick read of this. I have absolutely know what it means. We're just gonna have to see how it works in play, but when allies receive damage from enemies' attacks, increases the hero's damage dealt by 10% up to 50%. When the hero loses HP due to skills or skill effects, accumulate the HP lost up to 500%. When using skills, increase the damage by 20% of the accumulated amount. When assuming a stance, allies take 40% less damage. So just an absolute text. Their passives are just going to get longer and longer as the game goes on. When looking at the associations here, I mean, by far the green draw is going to be the best. Being a taunt character, obviously you want as much HP as possible, but other than that, nothing too crazy. I'm also a really, really big fan of her costumes, which we'll see a little later in the patch note, but new contents here, chapter 22.5 main quest and side stage. Unfortunately, actually, if this is the start of 22.5, we won't get any gems, but most likely going to be getting the extra 30 gems for finishing the last chapter, which is really nice. There we go. Rank 100 unlocked. Oh, okay, I completely forgot that that was happening in this update, which is really nice. The maximum for both stamina and number of friends have been increased by 5, and new achievements have been added. That's always really, really good. New artifact set bonus. Increase starting grade SR allies basic stats by 20%. I mean, there is obviously the PvP rule where like all of the R and SR characters have like massively inflated stats, but I don't really see this being used an awful lot. Obviously the cards all look really, really nice, but I don't know, we'll just have to wait and see. There's probably going to be like some of the like Tower of Trials events and whatnot where you do obviously like, you know, there are the ones where you're restricted to some of the lower grade characters, but here they are, all of the Diane costumes, and once again, all of them are really, really nice. I feel like we've had something really similar to this on the actual Halloween Diane, pretty much almost a replica, but none of the like actually, I mean, the stats on most of them are pretty good. Obviously, you are going to want to get all of these if you're using Diane. Still not too sure how she actually looks when it comes to just meta relevance. I can imagine she's not going to be crazy terrible, but especially with just like the power creep that happened with Trader Meliodas, I don't know if she's going to be able to hold up to that. Please be sure to check the applicable hero when purchased, yada yada yada. Pretty much what you're used to. And the new Holy Relics. Now, I am super excited to actually have some of these fairy characters getting the Holy Relics. I have of course been doing the deer every single week, and this one here, increase fairy basic stats by 20%. And I've heard the Fat King one as well, increase all the heroes' basic stats by 3% for every debuff effect on the enemy. Pretty much kind of like what we've got with the Christmas Awakened Lily, but I have heard that is absolutely absurd. The regular King one increases damage dealt by 80% when attacking enemies who are debuffed. And last but not least, the one for Goheed depletes 2 orbs from the ultimate move gauge orb of all enemies at the end of the turn when the hero defeats an enemy. Kind of like what we've gotten with the Athena passive as well, which is kind of nice. Still don't see her being used like a crazy amount. Festival coins have been added to the exchange shop. Yeah, once again, I feel like most people have like this first row 6 out of 6, and this second row is where it's going to be a little bit more difficult, but of course not having characters like the Assault Meliodas and the Festicution Zolgis in there, just because they are a different type of festival. Hawk Pass and exchange stop, anything... Oh, okay, so we do have the new Sario costume, which is really nice. Other than that, this is all new as well. I do believe we actually had these two before, but the... is it... No, it's not Brunhard. Why can't I think of her name? Tonar, that's it. We do have the Tonar costumes, which I think we might have gotten before as well, which is pretty nice, but... I mean, when it comes to this stuff, obviously you do want to buy all of these costumes here. Getting extra free costumes for, like, the main characters is really good. Nothing in here is, like, too crazy a value, though. I mean, if you can get the emotes, of course, go ahead and get them, but most of these cosmetics did come out for free the first time around, so most people should have them. If not, go ahead and get them, that's for sure. Hawk Pass rewards pretty much seems to be what we're used to. Cosmetic upgrades, which are always really nice, but other than that, like SSR pens, stamina pots, all that kind of stuff, always really, really worth buying. When it comes to, like, the best kind of value you can get in Grand Cross, definitely the Hawk Pass and the monthly subscription are up there as #1. And then other than that, the ticker bundles are also really, really good value. And some of the other bundles as well they've been doing as of recent have been, like, really, really good money. I don't know, there's, like, some of the Anvil ones and some of the Hammer ones and all that kind of stuff are really good value. But new bundles here, we of course have the ticker bundles, same pricing and whatnot, but these are the ones I'm talking about. Now, obviously don't know the price of these, but this is the kind of like theme that they've been going at as of recent. Usually these like 300 gem ones are really good. The cosmetic upgrades, usually just for how cheap they are and how hard costume enhancement stuff is to get, they're usually worth it. But I've heard these bundles here all have perfect rolls, so this here, just having like perfectly rolled HP defense gear is absolutely insane, and plus an extra 100 diamonds, which is really nice. And once again, doing the lucky bag bundle, which is pretty cool. I don't remember the wards being super crazy, but if you can get lucky with like the free 3 ones they gave you, could be pretty good. And system updates. Now, we are going to scroll through. There is quite a lot of stuff happening. Of course, if you do want to go ahead and pause the video and have a quick read through, by all means, go ahead and do so. I will also have a link to the forums in the description down below. But Training Grotto Key changed. Keys will not replenish automatically, and Training Grotto will unlock on a weekly basis every Monday. Okay, so yeah, more just like general changes. Close once all stages are cleared. Training Grotto keys will be used to reset the content. It will not affect the time it opens. Okay, that is also really nice. You have to be like, don't have to worry as much about doing it upon reset. All nights will have already opened. Perfect. Yeah, but other than that, I mean, the big change is actually the kind of bosses and the difficulty, and of course the rewards in the kind of stuff. I don't think they're actually gonna show the difference in rewards. I will go ahead and do a video on that. Of course, we will most likely be given one of those Training Grotto keys, so do expect that in the near future. Illusion Amber conditions have changed. Yes, level 4 Goddess Ambers will be added to the Training Grotto. The monster on each Amber attribute will change. Yep. Once again, pretty much all stuff we're used to. You can now access previously saved decks when you reinstall on the Grand Cross. This is huge because as of recent, you have just been unable to play the Training Grotto on PC because every time you launch it, all of your decks just get deleted. So I'm definitely like a huge fan of this one here. As someone who like mainly plays Grand Cross on PC, that is huge for me. Improve the hero organize function. Affinity. Affinity's been added to the hero organize filter. When you initially log into your account without setting any filters, heroes will appear in the list of describing order of favorites. Okay, that's kind of nice. I do really like the fact they have the passives over the character there. They honestly do such a good job of like all the arts on the passives, and like I'm probably someone that noticed it just a little bit more, you know, making thumbnails for the game, and I usually put like the little passive icon on the thumbnails, but honestly some of them look really, really nice. And you also get surprised at just like how like main or like big some of the characters are, and how like mundane some of the, like, look at King's one there. It's just nowhere near done as well as like some of the Escanor ones or even some of Merlin's ones. Improve the use of unused items. What is... Okay, basically just making more stuff descriptive. Add ultimate move, cutscene, costume info. Yeah, once again, if you guys want to pause, this isn't going to be anything crazy important. You will now automatically move to the next artifact. That is another really nice change, because sometimes I was using the trio of the Trouble of Trio Makers one with like Gil Thunder and all that, and having to scroll through and actually find all of the different characters is a huge like, it takes so much time, especially when you have all the cards. Some of them can be real difficult to find. Adding Magelda to the fairy ticket there, which is kind of nice. Adjustment to the cost of costumes. Some costumes which are changed to be sold on starting with the 2/7 maintenance. Update was set with an incorrect diamond cost. change costumes for 30 to 20 diamonds. Not too bad, if I do say so myself. I mean, most cosmetics should, or at least like if you play most of the main characters, you should have most of their cosmetics maxed out by now. It is always a little unfortunate not being able to get like those cosmetics on the day of release, just because you do have to purchase them for money for the first like week or two, I think it is, but that's all right. What have we got here? Special missions, once again, free multi there, and a new boss battle, event boss battle, Beluga, an exchange shop. I mean, not terrible. Super Awakening cosmetics, upgrades, all that kind of stuff is nice. SSR tickets are really good. And a new Diane costume. Goddamn. I mean, pretty much all of the Sins have gotten these as a recent. I think the only character we're missing is Gotha, if I'm not mistaken. Rewards per clear. Once again, another cosmetic bundle. Coin shop exchange, yada yada yada. The return of the Hawk treasure hunt. I've already done a video on this. There's actually a little cheat you can do to pretty much slow down the wheel. If you guys are interested in that, by all means, I'll try and leave a comment or at least a link to that in the description down below, because it is a massive hand. You can pretty much guarantee yourself clearing and getting every single reward what you want, and it also saves you a whole bunch of the pickaxes, which obviously really helps. Pretty much once again explaining all of the Hawk event stuff, going over the Lucky Bag event. We've had this previously, if not I'm going to go over it in another video when it all releases, and that pretty much does it with all of the events for the Global Grand Cross 2nd anniversary. But I mean, that just about does it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please hit the like button and subscribe. Really means a lot to me, and I'll see you guys for some more Grand Cross content.